Hello, Times Cryptic, let's go. Deceive graduate, male, left, to divide, drink. I think this is bamboozle. So to bamboozle is to deceive. Graduate is BA, short for Bachelor of Arts. Male is M, the abbreviation. And then left is L, the abbreviation, to divide drink, to divide booze. Uneven, politician, blocking purchase. This is bumpy. Bumpy means uneven. Politician is MP, short for Member of Parliament in Britain. Blocking purchase, blocking buy. The old answer, yes, long ago. This is yay. So the old gives us ye, because ye is an old word for the. Answer is A, the abbreviation. That gives yay, which is a long ago word for yes. Accountants in thin fog given unsuitable roles. This is miscast. So accountants are CAs, short for Chartered Accountants in the UK. In thin fog, in mist. That gives miscast, which means given unsuitable roles. Essential article, finally, adorning wild horse. I think this is Mustang. Essential is must as a noun. Article is an, the indefinite article, or an indefinite article in grammar. Finally, adorning is a reference to the final letter of adorning. That gives Mustang, which is a wild horse. State of being shot. Awful lapse once, involving church. I think this is opalescence. So opalescence is the state of being shot. Shot is a sort of technical word. I think it's used in respect of gems and possibly other items where I think a colour is splayed out. However, we then have awful as an anagram indicator for lapse once, involving church, involving CE, short for Church of England. I'm not going to check every letter, but we have a lot of letters to corroborate. Chime, cut short in unknown bishop's capital. Ooh, what is this? Aha, this is Zagreb. So, chime is agree, cut short without its final letter. In unknown, well, Z is a mathematical unknown. Bishop is B, the chess abbreviation. So agree without its last letter inside Z and B gives Zagreb, which is a capital city of, I think, Serbia. Endless translation of Latin verse by head of Greek. I'm thinking this is everlasting because it's the right length and it means endless. So translation of is an anagram indicator for Latin verse. Yep. By head of Greek, by the initial letter of Greek. Is this Latin verse? Yes, it is. English story plugging box, an ornamental shrub. 7, 8. Not quite sure what this 7 is doing here because this is an 8-letter answer. Okay, well, English could well be E, the abbreviation. Story could be lie. Plugging, or in the middle of, box. Spa means box. That gives espalier, which is an ornamental shrub. I think the 7 must just be an error. Famous last words. Bone takeaways originally included in Spanish dish. This is patella. A patella is a bone, the knee bone. Takeaways originally is the original letter of takeaways, included in Spanish dish, included in paella. Reduced share of profit. Yeah, this is double definition. The answer's cut. Cut means reduced, and cut can also be share of profit. Search, leader of Oxford jazz group. Yeah, this is combo. So search is comb, leader of Oxford is the initial letter of Oxford. That gives combo, which is a jazz group. Beginning of aggression is feeding man's anguish. I think this is malaise. So beginning of aggression is the initial letter of aggression. Is. Feeding man's, feeding male. That gives malaise, which is anguish. Primate of old contacted sick aunt. Wow. Orangutan surely fits the letter pattern and is a primate. Old is O, the abbreviation. Contacted is rang. And then sick is an anagram indicator for aunt. Find fault with a course for listeners. This is attack. So to attack is to find fault with. And then A is A. Course is tack, T-A-C-K, and for listeners is a homophone indicator. So A, tack, sounds like the answer. Partner of this man destroyed temple. Yeah, wow, this is helpmeet. I thought that was going to be the end of my run. But a helpmeet is a partner. This man is he. And then destroyed is an anagram indicator for temple. Marvellous rise of a pastry dishes overlapping layers. Could this be superstrata? I think it could be. So marvellous is super. Rise is a reversal indicator of A and then pastry dishes, tarts. So super followed by a tarts reversed gives superstrata, which are overlying layers. French native in British college. Yeah, this is Breton. A Breton is a French native, possibly somebody from Brittany, although it may be from somewhere else in France. British is BR, the abbreviation, and college is Eton, a school in Britain. Asian garments taken in by abstemious imperial supporter. This is Tsarist. So Asian garments are saris, taken in by abstemious, taken in by TT, short for teetotal. That gives Tsarist, which is an imperial supporter. Cut duties, withdrawing the first and last. Yeah, this is axe. To axe is to cut, and duties is taxes, withdrawing the first and last without the first and last letter. Keen, always for poets, to collect silver. This is eager. Eager means keen. Always for poets is air, E-E-R, which is a poetical word for ever. To collect silver, to collect Ag, the chemical symbol for silver. Blooming, American, interrupting Highland dance. This is flaming. So flaming means blooming. American is AM, the abbreviation. Interrupting Highland dance, interrupting fling. Persian prophet from Wizard Place brought back chicken for cooking. I think this has to be Zoroaster. So Zoroaster is a Persian prophet, or was. From wizard place brought back. Well, there is a Wizard of Oz. So the wizard place is Oz, and brought back is a reversal indicator. That accounts for the first two letters. Chicken for cooking is a roaster. One who succeeds, keeping extremely fine, young beast. I think this is heifer. One who succeeds is an heir, keeping extremely fine. Well, the extreme letters of fine are F and E. That gives heifer, which is a young beast. Great. Z in last place. Looks helpful. Present day tennis star. Oh no, general knowledge of tennis. Securing entrance to this old US prison. Well, Alcatraz was a US prison. So there's going to be a tennis star here. Securing entrance to this. Well, the entrance to this is the initial letter for this, which is T. So is Alcaraz a present-day tennis star? I think he absolutely is. So Alcaraz containing T gives Alcatraz, which is an old US prison. Now let me pause briefly and do my quick typo squiz. Make sure everything in is as intended. All the acrosses look good. Down's looking good. Okay, so just the bottom left to go. Figure from Rhode Island in complicated situation. This is triangle. So a triangle is a figure. Rhode Island is RI, the abbreviation. In complicated situation, in tangle. High level, current worker. One, introducing business. Oh no, I don't think I'm going to get this. High level could begin alt for altitude. Current worker. What's that? And then one, introducing business. Business could be CO, short for company. No. Okay, so I've got every clue in as I've come across it right up to this point, but I'm not getting that one. Character that's equal to the piano tuner. So this could end meant. Could this be temperament? I think temperament means character. That's equal to the piano tuner. Yikes. Not getting that at all, but let me leave it in for the moment since we're so close to the end. The writer's workforce at first. So exceptionally huge. I think this is immense. So the writer's is I'm. The writer's is short for the writer is, hence I am, which is shortened to I'm. Workforce is men. At first tells us to take the initial letters of the words that are following. So the first letters of so and exceptionally. That gives immense, which means huge. Okay. Part of novel Egyptians lament. This is elegy. So this is a hidden clue. Part of is a hidden indicator, and beginning with the E of novel, we can read elegy, which means lament. Non-professional, drama lacking introduction. This is lay. Lay means non-professional. Drama is play, lacking introduction, lacking its initial letter. Set aside, a sparkler, ultimately. Like a ring. This is annular. So set aside is annul. A is A. Sparkler ultimately is the last letter of sparkler. That gives annular, which means like an annulus, which is a ring. So annular, like a ring. Okay, so one clue to go. High level. current worker. 1 introducing business. Yeah. Yes. Ooh. Is this anti-trade? I think you have trade winds, and I think an anti-trade is also a type of wind, maybe going in the opposite direction. So an anti-trade could be a high-level current. Worker in crossword world often refers to ant. 1 is I, and then introducing or before business, trade. Okay, so there we go. Every clue solved, every clue explained, no empty squares. Submit, submit. Hope and pray. No errors. Wow. Wow, what a puzzle. Absolutely super fun. And I was waiting to slow down and it just didn't happen. That one tiny hiccup with anti-trade, which I didn't get on first look, but everything else was just written in from the clue. So very occasionally you do have puzzles like this. I think this must be at the very easiest end of the Times puzzles. So I would say the snitch for this probably in the 50s. But great fun nonetheless. So I hope you enjoyed watching that solve. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.